Whatever happens, happens?
No, I mean, I was in tears watching whenever they first began the actual gay marriages here in the United States, to see the partners that had been together for 30 years, 40 years, that had waited for their moment to be able to have it validated on paper. Loving commitment doesn't take marriage. It doesn't take marriage. It doesn't take that piece of paper. But it sure would be nice to be able to live somewhere that was loving and tolerant enough.
Okay, I think that this whole argument can be boiled down to acceptance and tolerance, which is what you're arguing for. And you're saying gay people want straight people to tolerate them, which, by the way, in America is pretty much the norm today, except in certain quarters. But you now want the straight people to validate it, and many people don't want to validate same-sex marriage for religious reasons.
Right. And religious reasons have been used for, oh, goodness, so many hurtful things in the world. I mean, they're happening all over the world. This gay marriage stuff is a very powerful thing happening, pertinent to me in my life, but it is not the only thing happening in the world, and I realize that, too. It's one of the tiny little specks of what's going on around us.
Let me ask you this last question, because I've enjoyed this thus far. I mean, you're a person I'd like to sit and talk with at length on this issue. Let us say that the justices rule in favor of gay marriage. What would be the next mandate of the gay community? What do they want next?
I have no idea. Rainbows for everybody, maybe.
Don't tell me you're a children's book illustrator.
No, I'm not. No, I am not.
Well, you're a very nice person. You're a very sweet person. Are you yourself with a woman, I mean, for a long time?
We've been together 4 years. Actually, we went to Florida and got legally married there in order for her to be able to be a part of my insurance through my company that I work for.
Well, you mean she couldn't be part of it in your state, even through a domestic partnership? Is that it?
That's correct.
Interesting. That's a big question. Inheritance, insurance, last rights, things like that. Very big, big issue. But here's the big problem. By saying that we accept domestic partnerships, people have abused that, as you well know, by altering who their partner is on a regular basis and bringing them into the benefits of the corporation. You know that as well, don't you?
Yes.
In other words, they say, Bobby is my domestic partner. The company pays for Bobby's health insurance. The next year he finds Sammy is my domestic partner. Now the company has to pay for Sammy's health insurance. The next year it's Billy. And this has been a problem.
And I don't.
All right, Kate, I tell you the truth. I've enjoyed speaking with you. You have made such good points. You may have swayed a lot of people one way or the other. But I still stick to what I believe, which is that the children are better off with marriage as it is. I think it confuses them. Would you accept a copy of my forthcoming novel from me if I said I would send it to you, or is that off limits?
Oh, absolutely. I would love it.
Well, you're getting I mean, it's nothing about gays in it. There's not one word about gays. It's all about Islamo-terrorists who want to destroy the world, gays included. And it's called Countdown to Mecca, and I'll be right back.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
Your Savage Nation is sponsored by SwissAmerica.com. It's the only company I trust for tangible assets, gold and silver. Call 800-BUYCOIN. You know, I got to look back on that last call. I would say it was one of the high moments in my radio career after 21 years in radio. And if more of the gay community acted like Kate did in presenting arguments, instead of forcing and screaming and yelling and demanding at everybody, I don't think we'd be here today, to be very honest with you. The more you scream at people and tell them do something, they don't want to do it. Kate was wonderful. I just got this email. I don't have the time. I have so much good stuff. Someone I respect greatly says it's all financial. They want perks that are restricted to hetero unions legally to apply to same-sex. They are correct. It's from someone I respect.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE. Savage. Warning. The Savage Nation contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. And now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation, home of unprotected talk, borders, language, culture. And here he is, Michael Savage.
In the United States of America, that's a universally accepted piece of music, correct? Everyone hears it. They know it means here comes the bride. They envision a woman in a white wedding dress and a man in a tuxedo walking up the aisle to a religious personality who will betroth them. The rings will be exchanged, and cultures have different symbols. The Jews break a glass. This one does that, whatever. But it's usually well understood through millennia by all religions to mean a man and a woman. Well, not in America. Just as everything else is going through a social upheaval, probably because of the gay issue, by the way, the Supreme Court is now taking up a very important question about which direction the society will take for the future. And they're deciding whether or not to accept gay marriage and make it a federal issue, by the way, and make all states accept gay unions as the same as opposite-sex relationships. And we've come so far in this country that we had to redefine a man and a woman as an opposite-sex relationship. Think about that. Think about redefining marriage to the extent that now if you're a man and a woman who are married, you have to say we're an opposite-sex couple. Who would have ever thought of it, even saying a thing like that? Why do you have to redefine an institution as fundamental and as shaky as marriage, which needs it's on life support to begin with? Why now would you want to change that? Well, there are reasons why. Gay people say that they're equal to everyone else, which, of course, by definition, they are. People are people, aren't they? It doesn't matter what your race is. So they're saying it shouldn't matter what your sexual orientation is. We're entitled to the same exact dignity and benefits. You can't argue with that, or can you? No, you can't argue with it on one level, but on the other level, you have to ask yourself, why must we have it 100% one way or 100% the other? I would say that we could be opposed to homosexual marriage or gay marriage, however you want to put it, or same-sex marriage, if you want to be real PC about it, while giving same-sex couples all of the same benefits as so-called opposite-sex couples. All the benefits would apply. That's what I think needs to be done in order to have equality without throwing the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. In other words, you can still maintain the dignity of the institution of marriage, and you can still respect it as being between a man and a woman, and you can still not discriminate against gay people by giving them the very same financial benefits. And then everybody wins. Isn't that true? But that would not satisfy those pushing the issue. And I will play for you some of the sound bites to indicate that the way the Supreme Court is tilting is against redefining marriage, by the way. We played John Roberts, the man who gave us Obamacare. Let's play 29 again.
My question is, you're not seeking to join the institution. You're seeking to change what the institution is. The fundamental core of the institution is the opposite sex relationship, and you want to introduce into it a same-sex relationship.
Now, that's Roberts, who was quite liberal on Obamacare. Remember, he shocked the world, and he gave us Obamacare. Now we'll go to the man in whose hands the whole thing is going to fall, and that would be Justice Anthony Kennedy, who was always the swing voter. Let's hear what he has to say in clip 30.
When you think about these cases, you think about words or cases, and the word that keeps coming back to me in this case is millennia. Plus time. This definition has been with us for millennia. And it's very difficult for the court to say, oh, well, we know better.
Okay, well, there you hear it. And we're going to play the lawyer arguing for gay marriage. I should do it right now. Mary Buonato, let's play her right now.
The intimate and committed relationships of same-sex couples, just like those of heterosexual couples, provide mutual support and are the foundation of family life in our society. Yet the legal commitment responsibility, and protection that is marriage is off limits to gay people as a class. The stain of unworthiness that follows on individuals and families contravenes the basic constitutional commitment to equal dignity.
Well, we'll hear another opinion in a moment. I have strong feelings on this issue for a number of reasons, and I'll put it in a paralogical sense. I'm going to put it somewhere else because it's not straight up. How many gay people have not had children as a result of coming out of the closet and being gay? Millions, isn't that correct? Some of our most talented, wonderful, intelligent people, because of the openness of modern American society going back now 40 years, have opted out of being hidden or closeted. In the old days, if a person was gay or felt an attraction to the same sex, they probably would have gotten married to hide it, and they probably would have had a family producing children. But because of this let it all hang out, if you feel gay, act gay, if it feels good, do it, they've opted not to have children, and as a result, number one, society has lost millions of remarkable children. That's one point that is almost irrefutable. And I have felt this for years. I've thought about this. Why is society devolving so rapidly? One of the reasons is some of our most talented, intelligent people have not had children. That's one point. And then there's another point I want to make, and this is more important, actually, because maybe the first point could be argued in some way or another. I kept asking myself, why are gay people liberal? Why are most of them so liberal? Why is society unraveling on so many other levels, putting aside the issue of sexuality? And one of the reasons is because some of our most intelligent, emotional people, meaning passionate, I meant to say, rather than emotional, some of our most emotional, passionate people happen to be gay. And while in the past they would have taken on other causes that are so critical for the betterment of society, they've been single-focused only on gay issues. And as a result, society has again devolved because the gay movement has sucked so many people into a single issue. They've ignored all the other important issues of our society, which is why we're collapsing. Why would a gay person want open borders? Why would a gay person want unlimited welfare? Why would a gay person want to be tolerant for Islamists coming into America? Because they're not focused on any of it. Their community has focused them only on one issue. And as a result, the entire society has lost out. So these are some other reasons that I can give you that have nothing to do directly, nothing related directly to this issue, but it has something to do with what I'm saying in a way. And therefore, I would say to you that the protections of a traditional society has offered us protections, both obvious and not so obvious, that we may not be aware of. And that openness is not necessarily for the betterment of the people or for society. I don't think you've heard that before. So what am I arguing for? I mean, let you figure it out. I'll let you think about it. But I want to go to some of the callers and get some of the opinions of America on the Savage Nation on an issue I think far more interesting to me than Baltimore. We know why Baltimore happened. It happened because of incompetent liberal leadership. It happened because the mayor gave a stand-down order, which was a story I broke on this show yesterday before Fox News when a member of the state legislature called and told us that she told the police to stand down. We know what happened. It's that simple. So why talk about it anymore? I'm not going to talk about Baltimore. I want to talk about this because this is a defining moment in American history, by the way. Robert on WABC, tell us your opinion on gay marriage. You are a psychiatrist, correct?
Yes, sir. I've been a child and adolescent psychiatrist for 30 years. I treat just children and teenagers.
Please tell us your opinion on gay marriage.
Well, I was more speaking about the effects on the children. I just wanted to make a comment. That earlier call was one of the most excellent calls I've heard on your show in a long time. It was an excellent discussion. Wasn't
she Kate, the gay woman from Louisiana? The woman was wow, she was wonderful.
An excellent discussion between two very intelligent people, and I really appreciate that, and that's why I listen to your show. So
you know what? A, that's a compliment, and it's B, what I live for. So now, as a psychiatrist, I don't know which position you're going to take, by the way, but I'd like to hear your opinion.
Well, it's more for me. It's more about what the effects it has on the children. And again, I'm in my own personal belief system. I have no problem with gay marriage. but more speaking to, and I understand you